Our next guest expresses his grief after every senseless death of an unarmed Black person. His therapy is to paint through the pain. His artwork has been shared and reposted on social media numerous times. I know I do it all the time. He calls his images Activism, and they have moved the world and changed hearts one by one. It is our pleasure to welcome artist and activist Nikkolas Smith. Nikkolas!
Hello, hello.
Nikkolas, what an honor to have you.
Thank you for
Welcome
having
to the
me.
show.
Thank you,
Now,
thank you.
how did you come up with the idea to combine art and activism?
So I think it actually started when I was at Hampton University. I decided that I wanted to be a political cartoonist for the paper. And that was just the first time looking at what's happening in the world. And fast forward, I think 7 years ago, so Trayvon Martin's killer was found not guilty. There was this whole hoodie uprising, and I created a piece of Martin Luther King Jr. in a hoodie. And that went viral, and I ended up talking about it, on national TV. And that was the moment where I realized, okay, there's something powerful to art and activism, which is what I call artivism.
So great.
I remember
You are
that.
so talented. How has
Thank
the
you.
killing of unarmed Black people affected you personally? And now I believe you're a dad of a 2-month-old. How do you feel about
I am
all
a
that?
dad, yes. I grew up in Houston, Texas, predominantly white schools that I went to. I saw my fair share of racism. I don't want that for my kid, my kid is 2 months, and now I have like this period. I have this like need to create art that speaks to a world that he can live in. That's like, a safe world.
Wait,
A
did
world.
he dress up for our show?
Oh my God, he's so
Oh,
cute.
hi.
Say hi, Zion.
Now,
Hi,
now, I mean, I can see why he's so
Yeah.
cute. I can see
Yeah.
why he became part of your art collection. Was
Yes,
that really
yes.
important? Why was that important to you?
Yeah, my wife Vanessa and I, we celebrated birthdays through this pandemic, and we brought a baby into this world. And he's made this year possible. Like he's made everything, we're sane because of him. And so, my everything that I do now, it's for him, and the art that I make, it's
So
again
beautiful.
to create a world that I want him to be in.
I love
Yes,
that.
Zion.
Well, there is a moment in everyone's world, in everyone's life, where the veil is lifted, so to speak, and you start to truly see the injustice around the world. When was that moment for you?
For me, I was a very young age. My parents, love you, mom and dad. Shout out to Vernon and Nikkolas Smith. They had all of these art pieces on the wall. Norman Rockwell, Ruby Bridges being integrated into school. And my mom even went so far as to have this like antique colored only sign on the bathroom door. And, it made it a little awkward when my white friends came over, but it's okay. But she was always trying to show me like, this is where you came from. This is how hard it was
Right.
for us
Yep.
back then. And
Yeah.
you still have a long way to go. So she opened that, she took that veil off early on in my life. Yeah.
Wow.
How does it feel to know that your art is a part of someone else's awakening? And I also want to know that when we repost pictures from artists like you, how do we give the full support to you guys so that you guys can build your businesses and build your name
Yeah.
from just getting
Yeah.
reposted?
The likes and the shares have done that so much, and thank you for that. And now to see people, for me it started as therapy, and for people to write and tell me, I was able to cry and grieve during this tragic event for the first time, or talk to my conservative family for the first time with your art. I'm speechless when I see that, and I just want to say thank you.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
What is the biggest moment that you've experienced due to your artwork?
Definitely Michelle Obama sharing my art.
That's
For her
huge.
to use her platform to share my, Ahmaud, Breonna, and George pieces, and then for it to go
Incredible.
around the world. I would see the art then on, protest signs in New Zealand and other countries. It's just unbelievable. And then actually years ago, I created this art piece of the Obama family as the Incredibles. And President Obama sent me a thank you letter, which was crazy. So I'm
That's
just overjoyed that they would,
amazing.
appreciate my art in that way.
That is
Wow.
so
Wow.
great.
I mean, you are blessed, but also very talented, which is why everything
Thank
is
you.
happening to you.
Thank
Let's
you.
take a look at one of your pieces of art in particular. What's the
Yeah.
backstory of this powerful photo?
I was inspired by a Daisugano photo of this young woman protesting, and I put a mirror in her hand in my piece to show that we need
Wow.
to hold up a mirror to what's happening with this overreach of, how, there's a lot of peaceful protesting and it's being met with, riot gear and smoke grenades and all this stuff. And I'm like, first of all, in a depressed economy, how do they even have all this money to have riot gear and all this stuff? And just, we need to
part.
reflect, and see why is it like this?
So
Wow.
great. What about this photo? What is the message behind this photo?
Yeah, voter fraud. Trump was doing all of this to try to stop, I feel like, break mailboxes and remove them and stop people from voting. People who have, fought and died years ago so that we can vote now. And I just wanted to clearly state, like, this is a voter and this is a fraud. I mean, it's pretty clear. I think it's pretty clear that, why the purpose for what we're doing right now and the fight that we're
Absolutely.
in. We need everybody to vote. Go vote, please. Vote now.
Yeah.
Get
Vote
out
early.
there
That's
and
right.
Vote,
vote.
vote.
What a message. Nikkolas, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with us. We love and support your artivism. And if you'd like to support him as well, please head on over to nikkolas.art to shop for books, prints, t-shirts, cards, and so much more.